friends, today I'm sharing a project using the 5-inch simple square chalk spots from Chalk Couture. I thought it'd be fun to make a Halloween banner, and as of the recording of this video, these chalk spots are on sale, buy two get one free until October 15th. So even when they're not on sale, they're a great deal. They come in a pack of two. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a dry brush with some of the bright white chalk paste, just to give it some color, but I didn't want to cover the entire surface. And then I'm just going to use some sandpaper, my sanding block, to just sand the edges, and then I'll do the tops. Just real quick to make sure that it's nice and smooth for when I chalk my image on there. So once I wipe all the dust off, I'm going to also give it a quick wax to make sure that when I go ahead and chalk my surface or use my chalk transfer, that I'm not pulling up any of the chalk paste, the white chalk paste, and it just helps protect my chalk transfer a bit. So once I do that, I am going to pull out my transfers, and for this one, let's see, the transfer that I used, I am trying to think of what the name of that is. It will come to me, but it's got these 4 images on there, and I am going to chalk those in black velvet. Now, originally, I was thinking I was going to also use some purple in these, but you'll see I ended up doing mostly black. I'm kind of glad I did because I really like how this turned out. I love how these images kind of look distressed. I am all about the distressed look. I love it so much. So there's that fun black cat, and then I'm going to chalk the bird, that raven or blackbird, whatever you want to call it. So once I do those, then you'll see I am going to pull a little bit of color for the other 2 transfers. So we've got this haunted house. Now that's the one that I originally thought that I would use some purple on. But in the end, I decided to just chalk that moon in Marigold, and then I ended up doing the rest in black. And then you'll see when I get to the pumpkins, I'm going to use Marmalade and a little bit of bark for the pumpkin stem, and then again, I will do the rest in black. Okay, so once all of my images have been chalked on there, I made sure they're nice and dry. I'm going to mark the corners where I want to punch holes. I like to mark these because inevitably if I just try and eyeball it, one of them ends up too close to the edge or too far in. So I marked it with a Sharpie, and then I punched it with my Crocodile. And then you'll see here I kind of use that as a template to punch the other ones. So, they're relatively the same. I'm not looking for perfection here, but like I said, I know myself, and if I try to just eyeball it, one of them inevitably will be wonky. So once I get all of those punched out, then I am going to pull out my ribbon stash. I've got this big bin of all these ribbon scraps, so I just kind of started going through there and picking out ribbons that I thought might work. I've got these cute little baggies of ribbon scraps that I got from Paige Evans. She sometimes sells these little grab bags, and I think they're fun. And then the other ones are just from, all of my different crafts. So pulled out some orange and some black and a little bit of yellow. And originally I was thinking I was going to string this pennant banner, or this banner on that, it's kind of like a burlap, really skinny ribbon. I love it. It's one of my favorites. But you'll see here in a second, I was eyeing that black and white gingham ribbon, and you'll see here once I put this on here, I decided to try out the black gingham. And after I ended up trying the black and white gingham on there, I ended up liking that better. So I ended up restringing it with that on there, and I thought it turned out really cute with that. And then once I have that all strung together, I'm going to start playing with my ribbon scraps and adding some tassels on my banner. This is already looking super cute, and I actually contemplated just leaving it the way it is without adding any extra ribbon, but I just couldn't help myself. I decided to add some ribbon, and originally I was going to make one big tassel in between each of the squares, but you'll see here in a second when I put it on there, it just looks a little chunky, although as I'm looking at the playback, I do kind of like it. But I end up taking that off, and I'm going to add the ribbon on there separately. And then it's just a matter of picking out ribbons that I like. You'll see I kind of swap some out. I tried this black one here, which I absolutely love, but I think it was a little too thick for right there. So I ended up taking that off. Moved a couple things around. I also grabbed some of my palm ribbon that I get from Amazon in these big bags of lots of colors. So I pulled out a couple different oranges. I end up going with that mustardy color on one of the sections there. And now it's just a matter of playing and, decorating it up. Okay, so once I have all the ribbon on there and I kind of slide everything into place and make it all even, then I'm going to give my ribbon a haircut so it doesn't look all frayed there. And it turned out so cute. I was so happy with this. Now I actually want to get more of these little chalk spots because I just think they're so cute. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.